By the time of Trooping the Colour in June 1982, Princess Diana was in the final stages of pregnancy. National rejoicing followed soon afterwards when Princess Diana fulfilled her prime marital duty by giving birth to a son.
Relieved and delightful. It's marvellous. It's rather a grown-up thing, I find.
In March 1983, Charles and Diana made their first official visit together to Australia and New Zealand, taking 9-month-old Prince William with them. 20 months into their marriage, they still seemed relaxed and enjoying each other's company.
They were genuinely happy at the time of Australia. William was very tiny, and they had William with them, which is unique in itself, because never had royal children, particularly royal babies, been taken on a royal tour. In Australia, yeah, they were still very much an item, still very much a family unit, and enjoying having William with them.
The crowds were gathered in the forecourt before dawn to see the princess for the first time. And their patience was rewarded as she rode in an open car in a slow motorcade.
Today we have two very special guests in the studio, their Royal Highnesses, the Prince and Princess of Wales. Your Royal Highnesses, may I first welcome both of you to the school.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
I'm pleased too. Now for all of our students on air today, good morning, girls and boys. Does Prince William have a favourite toy?
Jamie, he loves his koala bear he's got. But he hasn't got anything particular. He just likes something with a bit of noise.
Plastic whale which throws things out the top.
He got a plastic whale that throws things out the top, little balls.
The prince and princess had asked to enter Hobart by water. They came ashore at Waterman's Dock, the princess somewhat gingerly. At the local school, the prince admitted to courting popularity.
Looking at you all, we thought, my wife and I, that you were in bad need of an extra day off. I discovered it's a very cheap way to get popularity. And it was something that I always wanted to happen when I was at school, and nobody came along and gave me a day off.
And tonight, there being no problems about babysitters, the couple stayed in town and went to a charity ball at one of the big hotels. Then, for the very first time before television cameras, the prince led the princess onto the floor. They started quite sedately. But then the prince decided to demonstrate his twirls. If he'd had a number on his back, it would have been like come dancing.
Next it was New Zealand and the Maoris.
But my wife has proved, apart from anything else, but she is as good as the next woman at the art of hunging. Both our noses will carry many memories of this particular tour to New Zealand.
Behind these pleasant domestic scenes, however, all was not as harmonious as it looked. A new problem was emerging.
I suppose that he felt that he was the star of the show as the Prince of Wales, as the future king, and that his wife should really, in terms of the Windsor Roadshow, should occupy second billing. But it was quite clearly apparent that she was the star, the superstar.
As the Australasian tour drew to a close, it was already clear that Princess Diana was becoming much more popular with the crowds than her husband. This became the source of a new tension between them.
Well, Prince Charles did quite soon become rather irritated and jealous of Diana.
Part of the problem was that the prince, although he never admitted it and probably never would admit it, I think that he was jealous of her popularity.
Charles had been, since the age of 0, had been, you know, the object of adulation as the heir to the throne, and public interest and people longing to see him. It's very difficult to suddenly find yourself utterly outshone by your wife.
If you see the wonder of a fairy tale, you can take the future even if you fail.
It's just so beautiful. I'm just so privileged. I can't believe I did that.
Was she as pretty as you expected her to be?
More prettier than ever.
The prince was uneasy about his wife's success. I think that it gnawed into the roots of his own self-confidence, and this was sometimes visible in the way in which he reacted.
I think you have to have some sympathy with him. How would you have liked people sort of waving big ear masks and groaning when you got out on their side and saying, come over here, die, and all that? You know, it's difficult.
You got something I don't know, but I'll know that
As if the pressure of public life and Prince Charles's growing resentment of Princess Diana's popularity weren't enough to poison relations. There was another critical factor. Camilla Parker Bowles, a married woman with whom Prince Charles had been having a relationship before his marriage, haunted Princess Diana.
It gradually dawned on her after the engagement that there was somebody else who, as it were, shared a suite of rooms in his heart, and that person was Camilla Parker Bowles.
Well, I think she was worried after they were engaged, and I think she rather held back in a way about the idea of marriage. She panicked a bit, and certainly before the marriage she would try and probe the courtiers and officials at Buckingham Palace. You know, what is this about Camilla Parker Bowles? And she knew that Camilla had been very much around.